Good morning. I am Cecil in Blues, and this is another collection guide for Wildstar. Today we will be collecting journals and data cubes for the zone Algoroc, one of the earliest exile zones. We are going to be beginning in Tremor Ridge and proceeding through the zone in the same way as you might proceed through it if you were naturally doing the quests. Our first stop is actually just a few steps forward from the spawn-in point. And it is a protostar report sitting on a box. After collecting this, proceed down the main road to the transmat terminal. Behind the transmat terminal, you will find your first data cube for this zone. Next, we are going to proceed to the Cold Water Gulch. Underneath the lake where the protostar ship is crashed, you will find a journal entry. It is in the southeast section of the lake. And before collecting our next piece of lore, we're actually going to take a small detour to the north section of this area, and you will find a crystalline skull. I believe it is labeled Loftite Skull. This is a collectible item that can be turned into the museum in your capital's home city. Back to lore items. Our next stop is the Ice Maw Caverns. It is a cave on the west side of the Coldwater Gulch filled with Yeti. Near the back of that cave, you will find a data cube. You can use the mini-map to get your bearings on where exactly in the cave this is located. Our next stop is the Dread Star Ravine. I apologize, I have forgotten a location. This is the cliffs overlooking Tremor Ridge. There is a collection item. You will need to use your path in order to locate this. If you are a warrior like I was, there's a pack of munitions that'll explode you over here. Scientists can get an extra jump from a Loftite crystal. Explorers can open up a secret path. Now we go to the Dead Star Ravine. And just past the boss, near the back of the ravine, as shown on the map, you will find a journal entry, a book of salty verse. Just south of here, there is a small jumping puzzle that will lead up to Ganther's Mine. Inside Ganther's Mine, there is a data cube. Collect that and then head back outside of Ganther's Mine. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to go to the cliffs overlooking the Dead Star Ravine. There is a box with Loftite in it that is floating up in the air, and there is a treasure chest on top of it. This is the hidden cache for the zone. You will either require a hoverboard mount or a settler speed boost in order to make this jump. But if you jump from the right location, you should be able to land pretty easily on top of this cage and collect your achievement. Now, we can head into the Crystal Shards. And there's Datacube along the road here, shown, its location is shown on the map. Once we've collected this, if we keep heading west into Demon Claw Pass, we will find another Datacube. With these 2 Datacubes collected, we can now head back into the Crystal Shards, head to the south, and inside the Dreadplex, which is where the Dominion are hanging out. There is a single journal entry inside the Dreadplex. You can use the mini-map, once I bring it back up, in order to get your bearings and locate where this is. It is in an overhang section. You will have to jump a little bit. It's not a complicated puzzle. This finishes the first chapter of the zone and takes us to Gallo. There are 2 journal entries in the city of Gallo itself. As a warning, if you are in the middle of the Judge Kane questline, the town enters a separate phase, and these journal entries are not collectible currently in that phase. If you complete the quest series, the town will return to its default phasing, and you will be able to collect them. If you head out into Gallo Fields and locate the Duskfall Caverns, you will find a Datacube very close to the entrance. And then if you proceed deep into the caverns, you will find a second Datacube. Once again, you can use the mini-map shown on the screen to kind of give you a sense of where that is inside the cave network. In the northwest of Gallo Fields, you will find a cave, Halsin's Claim. Inside Halsin's Claim, you will find this Datacube. Around about the mid-level of the area. You can proceed even lower into Halsin's Claim and find this journal entry on top of a TV. Our next stop is very nearby, the Crow Family Homestead. It is in the far north section of Gallo Fields, and the item we are looking for is all the way north behind the Crow family's home itself, and you then have to scale the snowy mountain just behind it and collect this journal entry. There is only one path that works. There used to be really multiple paths you could use to get up here, but under the current rules for what is climbable and what isn't, you will only be able to get up in the path I'm kind of indicated with my mouse. Next, we will want to head into the First Strike Mine, and there is a Datacube on another floating Loftite cage, which is pretty easy to jump to. And the final location in the First Strike Mine is this Journal of Throgs. It is inside Throg's lair. You must progress the quest line, the Judge Kane quest line, all the way to its end in order to access it. Next, we're going to want to head to Grimstone Pass. And on this overlook, you will find a Datacube. From there, if we head far southeast and go behind Grimm's Lumber Mill, we will locate a journal just outside one of the prison cells or pens. And that will conclude episode 2 of Algoroc. All of our remaining items will be in and around the Annihilator, Silo 14, and Exosite 14. The first is in the Excavation Base Camp. Next, if you're brave enough, go stand directly in front of the giant robot that shoots lasers, and you will find a Datacube. Just north of that Datacube, you will find a free bot lying on the ground. This is kind of a non-standard journal entry, but it is a journal entry nonetheless. It is entitled A Free Bot Poem. From here, you can head to Bell's Field Lab and collect another journal entry. Our next item is kind of in the center of the Exosite 14 area, and it is a Datacube. It's a little out of the way behind a ramp, and depending on what direction you come at it from, you might not see it. Next, in the far north of the Exosite, there is an additional Datacube. And then in the northwest, if you can climb up the scaffolding, you will find a journal entry. Give you a little bit of perspective from here. And then I believe we are entering the Annihilator control room. You are already through one teleporter, but inside this area there is a secondary teleporter that will take you into a upper room. And you will find a Datacube and a journal entry. The only remaining item is a journal entry, a Datacube, back out in the Exolab section. It was a little out of the way. If you're proceeding through the quest, you'll pass by it while you're returning to the excavation camp. We are now on a different character. There is a hidden location in the north behind the Grimm's lumber mill, labeled Grimbone Tomb. At the back of that tomb, there is this journal entry. Currently, it is not included in the Datacron, but if they add it, this is where it is. And that's everything in the zone. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. And you can expect more videos covering every zone in Wildstar just as soon as I find everything secret and put it down to video. Until then, I hope you have a great day.